And I'm live. So I just wanted to pipe in. I've been following X all weekend, been wanting to jump on, talk about the NAR report, existing home sales back to 1995 levels. Holy cow. That sounds pretty dramatic. Everyone's freaking out about it. So I checked my local stats in this market here, and it's not that drastic here. So I don't know what's skewing those numbers. And I'm going to guess that there's markets like Texas, Arizona, Florida, the ones that really boomed during the pandemic, that they're experiencing, their market probably overheated and maybe they overbuilt, but not locally here. So we're still at a dramatic low level of inventory. So I kind of wanted to dig a little bit into those charts. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. It's been a while. I've been pretty busy lately. The market is heating up. I've got a lot of buyers right now and nothing to show them. And I've got sellers that they want to move, but they're kind of trapped in because there's nothing for them to buy. And then looks like we just had a viewer just say balanced here in South Florida. Not sure where you're at in South Florida. Whereabouts are you at down there? Miami area? I'm going to try to share the screen here. Share screen. Here we go. So this is the chart that everyone's been screaming about. And now I just lost where I was at. Here it is, StreamYard. Okay. So this is the chart that everyone's freaking out about. 2024, we are at, they're going all the way back to 95 here. So this is the lowest existing home sales. Data is from the National Association of Realtors. It looks like in about 2008 we were at this level. I did try to confirm these numbers, and when I search for 2008, 2009, in there for those sales figures, they're way higher. So I don't know where their data is on this chart, and I don't know who created this chart. So I really don't know how accurate it is, but there are some credible people that are sharing it, so I'm going to assume the data is correct. And I did verify that it is 4.06 million home sales in 2024 from NAR. So we do know this one is accurate, and I believe 95 is accurate as well. But these in here, for some reason, were not coming up. I was not able to search and find the exact numbers on those. So that sounds pretty dramatic, especially when you consider that we have 70, I think it's 70 million more additional people, in this country than we did in 95. So, that number of sales is, that's quite drastic, especially if you're a realtor like me and that's where your income comes from. What's really crazy is we have like a 3.3 month supply nationally. And that a 4 to 5 month supply is what you need for a balanced market. So technically, if you're in that 3 month supply, you're still in a buyer's or a seller's market. So it's kind of weird that way, but it's the affordability that's killing it with the high interest rates, and then the lack of inventory as well. I know some markets are exploding in inventory. Let's see here. What's his name? Held by, I can't pronounce your name. He's in Palm Beach, Broward, Miami-Dade County, and he's saying that's a balanced market down there. And what's interesting is I've been hearing that market is oversaturated. So I don't know what the reality is as in Florida. So if you could share some of the stats here, it might be good. I'll share some of these stats locally here. And then I'm going to share this tab. So this is the homes for sale in the Twin Cities metro area. Population's a little over 4 million. And back in 2007, 2008, we were about 34,000 listings. Now, today, we're at 8,800, 8,790. So we should be bouncing around this 15,000 number is kind of where we want to be. So we could really handle at least twice the supply of homes for sale. So part of the low sales number here locally is we have sellers that will move. A lot of the boomers, silent generation, they're ready to go into downsizing, but there's no inventory for them to move into. We didn't build the proper housing for that generation, so it just makes more sense for them to stay put. And they would like to move if they could find the right housing, but it just doesn't make sense for them to move. So then we create a lock-in effect. So I've got a number of those people that if I can find them the right property, they'll sell, which will open up that house to the younger generation to move into, but there's nothing to move them into. So we got a lock-in effect right now. And then you also add in the interest rates, then people are locked in as well. So we've got just a log jam of inventory. Now you throw on the higher interest rates, that slows things down. A lot of buyers end up being by the sideline, but the buyers are still out there, and the buyers are waiting. They're waiting for the right properties to come along. And if we go look at the closed sales and we compare our local market, so we're saying it's the worst since 1995. Okay, the closed sales as of December 2024, end of year, we were at 45,000, and then we go all the way back to, it looks like 2012 levels, so it's not as dire. And I know this isn't apples to apples, or is it? If we go to, that's 12 months average, this is months rolling, so that's May 2024. This is the best data I have locally. It's not going to compare the same kind of graph we have. I can go into a bar chart, but it'll only go to 3 years. So that's the best I can do to compare directly. Year to year, I'll go to line again. So this is maximum. So we're at about, I would call it, we're in that 2012 range, not way back to 95. We don't even go back that far in our data. So I don't think it's as dire, it's dramatic. It makes good headlines. What people want to hear, sells newspapers, sells clicks online. Things are slowed down. People are locked in with the interest rates, locked in with the inventory, nothing to move into. I am feeling a sense of everything picking up. I'm feeling a lot more things happening. I'm getting calls more for pricing properties, getting ready to put on the market. I've got several CMAs I've been working on today, and I've got a number of buyers that I just got to find the right properties for. And they're not just investors, they're homeowners as well. So I do sense that that demand is pent up and things are going to start to happen. I think we've kind of hit that bottom of the market cycle. I have been, the last few years, I've been watching, I'm a shopper, I'm not a buyer. So I'll go on Facebook Marketplace and I'll start watching snowmobiles, ATVs, boats and stuff like that, toys I wish I could have, but I don't ever buy them. I just watch the prices. And during the pandemic, they were just insanely expensive. Now I've seen those prices on ATVs and snowmobiles and stuff come back down to where they were pre-pandemic. So you can pick those up reasonably priced again. So people are out of cash. A lot of people are. I know there's still a lot of cash out there, but I think we've hit that bottom of the market cycle. Things are going to start picking up from here. The first half of the year might be a little rough, but I think things are really starting to, we're seeing signs that things are going to start to roll. And I think once it starts to roll, it's going to happen fast. It's just kind of my gut feeling. I don't have charts and graphs and fancy figures to prove that. This is more, I'm going to use the term Kentucky windage. I don't know if you know that term, but if you're out hunting and you're using say a black powder rifle, you got to kind of lob your rounds in. You can't dial it in precisely. You got to take into account the wind and then the fall of the ballistics on it. They call that Kentucky windage to kind of hit your target. There's a lot of factors that go into it, and the term Kentucky windage is kind of the old Kentucky rifles and those marksmen. They just had that second sense, just to guess at where they're going to be, and they were very accurate using that. And I find that about as accurate as anyone that sits there and breaks apart stuff. It's like people pricing houses. I work with agents that can price a house, and they just go in there and they know the price. and then you have other agents that'll go there and they'll pull it apart, every comparable, every brick by brick, and try to rationalize every price. And the more they dig into it, the more inaccurate they get trying to rationalize the price. That gut sense, that's that Kentucky windage seems to be right, that gut feeling. So I'm going to go with that. That's my scientific method on this. Sorry I don't have any pretty graphs to show you how I come up with that. I'm just getting the vibe, the sense out there, the mood, based on what I'm seeing. That may not be true across the country. I'm just seeing it locally here with my market. And it may not be entirely my market. It just may be my group of people that I work with. So, but I am pretty optimistic that this year is really going to start to roll. I'm starting to feel it now, and we'll just see where it goes. But that's what I got on this. I just wanted to jump on and share my thoughts. People had asked me questions about this, so I just kind of wanted to dig into it. But as long as we're here, we'll kind of look for, back to our homes for sale. About 8,800. This is kind of the peak. Our inventory will start to climb, hopefully, and then our pending sales will climb. Here's our pending sales. This is when the rates, well, actually 2022, our inventory was depleting, so that dropped off. Our rates really didn't hit till here. Now we're just kind of flatlining, bouncing off the bottom. And then our days on market, that's just been flatlining. Median is 22 days. Month's supply of homes. I think what did the National Association of Realtors say? 3.3. We're at 2.3. That's climbed a fair amount, since we were at 1.2 during 2022, the peak of the insanity. Sales price is still climbing. Percent of list price. That's got to crunch the numbers. So... yeah, so we're still getting 100% of the list price. Median and then average should be about the same. I don't think that changes when we switch to average. It's got to crunch the numbers again. Yep, we're at 100%. Back in 2022, we were getting like 102, 103% of the list price. Number of showings to get a pending. Again, crunching the numbers. Yeah, 10 showings to get to a pending. We were at 11. During this peak, it was 14. We were getting a lot of activity. Everyone was trying to buy with the low interest rates. So that's what we got. You can break it apart by new construction as well. Single family. Let's see what the homes for sale is on new construction. Okay, so we've got 2,500 new homes for sale in the Twin Cities. That is on the MLS. National Home Builders will hold that back, so we don't have every house that is their spec home for sale. They don't list every one, so we can figure maybe 30% more, maybe 50% more than that. They build them in waves, so that's what we're seeing in my marketplace. I don't know what you've got. It looks like Palm Beach, Broward County is a balanced market there. And that was one of the markets that I thought was overheated and out of control based on what I've been reading online. And then the other markets that I thought had been out of control were the Texas and Arizona markets, but maybe they're not. Maybe that's just clickbait online. I don't work those markets. So that's what I got. I thought I'd check in. A lot of crazy stuff happening out there. A lot of changes. I think this year is going to be on fire. I think some of the markets are really going to get a shot of energy here as things change. Some industries I think are going to really do well. Others might hurt. Doom or gloom depends on what side of the aisle you're on or what industry you're in. But I think there's opportunity out there. So I'm already seeing it. This is the busiest I've been in several years. So that's what I got. So I just wanted to check in, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Have a good one.